Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another stream. I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you guys are still hanging in there for Bitcoin and crypto. I know Bitcoin has, in fact, been sort of boring, most people would say, because, obviously Bitcoin hasn't really been moving. It's still at $30,000. So in this stream, I really want to, talk about that, give you guys a little update. What's happening with Bitcoin and crypto today? And of course, I want to show you guys a fair few charts. And I believe, right, Bitcoin is about to, really pump. This is about to happen for Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin will soon enough have a massive parabolic movement. I want to say, this year in 2023, to say, but, in the next upcoming few years, 2024, of course, we know the halving is in fact about to happen for Bitcoin. Exciting times, because we know every single time we have the halving, that is where we, really tend to see Bitcoin pump the most and, of course, reach a new all-time high. But not just that, right? Of course, altcoins will pump as well, okay? So some exciting times are in fact coming, guys, and I hope you guys are in fact excited. Hope you guys are still hanging in there. Hope you guys are still stacking Bitcoin, because obviously right now is a perfect time to stack Bitcoin because it's still hovering at $30,000. It's obviously consolidating in a way at 30K, right? Every single time we touch, $31,000, one right here, okay, one right here, one right here, and one right here. Every single time we see Bitcoin touch $31,000, it always tends to, drop back down to $30,000, which is okay, right? It gives us Bitcoin holders out there to stack more into Bitcoin and whatnot, okay? But right now, Bitcoin, okay, is currently at 30,500, right? So it's still holding up very well above $30,000. I think that's really all that matters, right? So Bitcoin is still holding up very strong, okay? So for the past few hours, you guys can clearly see, okay, a couple of days ago, we actually saw Bitcoin, like I said, go up all the way up to $31,000, and it broke down once again. Okay, it seems like, Bitcoin can't really hold its level at $31,000 or even, go above $32,000. But we will see that eventually very, very soon. And there is a fair few charts that I want to show you guys in today's stream that will indicate that for Bitcoin, right? So you guys can clearly see it is in fact slowly hovering back up right now for Bitcoin, but still not much movements. And the market today, right, it's looking pretty good. The global crypto market cap is now kind of 1.2 trillion. Yesterday was below that, so it's great to see that the global crypto market cap is above 1.2 trillion, and overall the market's up 0.34%. So clearly, not much movements. We are in fact seeing some altcoins pumping 1%, right? BNB pumping, 1%. We can see XRP pumping as well. Fairly, Cardano, Litecoin, Solana, Polkadot, Polygon. Fair few altcoins are in fact moving, but some majority of them are not really moving. I see Uniswap 5%, okay, but a fair few altcoins, not much movement today in the market, right, at all. So let's get to the charts. This is the first chart we're going to start with. This chart indicates that Bitcoin is still inside this bar. So obviously, this resistance line, this support level of, pretty much 30K and $31,000. And I told you guys many times, right? Once we actually see Bitcoin, let's go to the weekly time frame, make it a bit more easier for you guys. But once we actually see, let's go to the daily. That's better. Once we actually see Bitcoin, bounce back up to $31,000, hopefully this time, once it does in fact break above, $31,000, okay, it continues to go up to the upside, reaching $32,000. And once it actually reaches $32,000, that's obviously gonna, reach a new all-time high for this year in 2023 for Bitcoin. And I think it would just have another leg up from there on. Once we see Bitcoin break 32K, I think that's when another rally, another leg up that we have in fact been seeing for Bitcoin for the past few months, right, especially this year in 2023, will continue on to the upside, right? So $32,000 and of course $35,000, right? So that will happen for Bitcoin. In fact, this is the chart that I want to show you guys next, 35K. I've been mentioning this many times, a fair few charts actually in my previous streams and of course my previous videos, that I have in fact been mentioning that yes, we will in fact see a 35K price target for Bitcoin in the short term. And once we actually, this is very important, once we actually see Bitcoin, reach $35,000 at that point, we're pretty much halfway through, Bitcoin's all-time highs, right? We know Bitcoin's all-time highs was in fact at 69K. So if it does in fact reach 35K, that's going to be really important because we're going to be at that halfway mark to reaching back up to, Bitcoin's all-time high. And even if Bitcoin reaches $35,000, that's still a great buy zone, right? Because it's nowhere near, right, its previous all-time high. It's still like halfway through to get to its previous all-time high. So it's still a great buy. So imagine what I think when Bitcoin's at $30,000. Obviously, right now, Bitcoin at 30K is obviously a steal, in my opinion. I think it's a great buy right now for Bitcoin, right? It really, really is. So take this as an opportunity, guys, to, stack, right? I told you guys many times, we are still in the buy zone. I actually have another chart. In fact, it's the next one, this chart right here. And I showed you guys this chart a couple of days ago, but I want to show you guys it again because it really does indicate, that Bitcoin is in fact undervalued. So you guys can clearly see a red line, we see a yellow line, we see a green line, we see a light blue line, and of course like a navy blue, I want to say, like a dark blue line. Okay, so you guys can clearly see where Bitcoin is at right now is pretty much, it's indicating that it's undervalued, okay, at this light blue line. So it's clearly undervalued, you guys can clearly see that. And I showed you guys this chart many times. It's called the rainbow chart. I showed you guys that chart many times, okay? And I feel like I don't want to show you guys that chart ever again because I've been showing you guys it a lot. And, for the past few weeks and months, I haven't really been showing you guys that chart, but I'll get to that. But, it's showing that Bitcoin is in fact undervalued. So we are obviously still in the buy zone. Bitcoin is still undervalued, right? It really, really is. So, for all the people out there that think, since Bitcoin has in fact been pumping all of 2023, we have obviously seen a slow recovery from its lows, which was 15K right last November. Obviously, we are in fact seeing a slight recovery for Bitcoin, but guess what? Bitcoin is still undervalued. Even if it's pumping, when it was at 15K like 7 months ago, and now it's at 7 months later, now it's at 30K, right? It's still undervalued. That's what I want you guys to understand, right? Bitcoin is still completely undervalued. We're still in the buy zone. We're still in the accumulation phase. We all should be stacking right now. No one should be selling or anything like that. Like if you're planning on investing into Bitcoin long term, this is obviously a great time, a perfect time right now actually to buy as much Bitcoin as you possibly can because it's undervalued, right? And this chart just indicates that right there. Okay, even if Bitcoin does in fact break up to the green line, which is halfway mark, which is going to be, pretty much $35,000, it's still going to be a fair value, right? So still, it's going to be pretty good, a pretty decent buy. So still, guys, since it's below that, it's at the, undervalued line, it's obviously still a great buy right now for Bitcoin. I want you guys to, really understand that. Okay, so it's never too late to, buy Bitcoin or invest into Bitcoin. Right now is actually the perfect time to get in, right? Don't miss this opportunity because Bitcoin, right, is going to pump. This is going to happen for Bitcoin, and it's going to happen very soon. Okay, we know the halving is in fact right around the corner. So be excited for that, guys, okay? So another run to the cycle top is about to happen, okay? I've showed you guys this chart as well, and you guys can see in previous years that has in fact happened, right? You guys can clearly see that, 2013, 2017, right? And of course, 2021, we had an amazing bull run, okay? So some exciting times, and that's going to happen very, very soon. All of 2020 is pretty much just a recovery year. Okay, I don't think this year in 2023 we're going to see Bitcoin, bounce back up to like, its previous all-time highs, which was 69K. I don't think that's very, very possible. But, it's whatever, right? So I think in 2024, that is when we will actually see Bitcoin, reach back up to its previous all-time highs and, of course, reach a new all-time high, okay? I do see, towards the end of the year in 2024, a 100K Bitcoin. I think that is when we will potentially see Bitcoin hit 6 figs, so 100K. I think that's very, very, very possible and realistic price target to hit for Bitcoin at that time, right? So I'm waiting for that. And of course, the year 2025, okay, if you think 2024 is going to be a great year for Bitcoin, just wait till 2025. 2025, okay, it's going to happen. It's going to be absolutely amazing. That's when we will in fact be, in a bull market. It's going to be alt season, so altcoins are obviously going to pop in that year as well. What we saw in 2021 is pretty much what's going to happen in 2025, okay? And we know what happened in 2025. There was just so much FOMO. Everyone was talking about Bitcoin and crypto, and obviously, in the next, bull cycle is going to be completely different compared to our previous bull cycles that we have been seeing in, 2021, 2017, right? All these other years, 2013, it's going to be completely different compared to the other, bull markets. Like this bull market that's about to happen, that's upcoming. Once we see the cycle top, it's going to change everything. We know a lot of institutions and a lot of banks out there are in fact getting into Bitcoin and crypto right now, right, in the crypto space. So it's going to be completely different compared to other, bull markets that we have in fact been seeing throughout the years. Like this one's going to be completely different. It's going to absolutely pump. There's going to be so much FOMO. I'm telling you guys that right now. Just like every bull market, for some reason, a lot of people like to buy in. They like to chase those green candles, but we should be doing the complete opposite. We should buy low, sell high, right? Very, very important. Now, I want to show you guys this chart. Stock Money Lizard, shout out to him. I love his charts, right? And this chart right here is just indicating what happened to Bitcoin back in 2018 and 2020 is going to happen pretty much this year in 2022 and 2025. I told you guys 2025 is going to be an amazing year. So be prepared for that, guys. Okay, be prepared for that because Bitcoin's about to pump, right? It's literally about to pump, okay? And this is going to happen for Bitcoin. You know, the halving is about to happen, okay, around, I want to say April or May next year in 2024. And once that happens, okay, we're not going to see Bitcoin straight up like pump like crazy, okay? That has really never happened. You guys will see in 2020 that like once the halving happens, Bitcoin was still consolidating, right? And then it pumped, and then it had a little correction, and then it absolutely pumped, right? So you got to get a few months time. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Towards the end of the year in 2024, that's when we'll really see Bitcoin pump. And I think that's when we will potentially see a 100K Bitcoin. If it's not 100K, then maybe a bit lower than that, maybe 90K, right? Or 95K, we will see. But I really do believe that is when we will see a 100K Bitcoin towards the end of the year in 2024, right? So be excited, okay? For all my Bitcoin holders out there, be excited because the halving is in fact about to happen. We know every single time the halving happens, we have a bull market. That's when we really enter in the next bull market, okay? We have a bull run, and that's where everything pumps, not just Bitcoin, but altcoins also pump as well. We know that, okay? We call it alt season, and everything is just about to explode. So be prepared for that, guys. I'm saying as of right now, we all should be very excited. This is some exciting times, okay? I'm very happy, and I hope you guys are in fact as well. And I know, right, that everything's going to change. Once that moment, okay, you know, once we hit, you know, the halving, that's the moment we should really be excited about because we know, like, Bitcoin is not going to, you know, drop like crazy. You know what I mean? Yes, it's going to have small corrections every now and then, but the bull market's about to happen. Okay, that means we're going to have some bull runs, of course, bull cycles. So it's going to happen, right? You guys can clearly see, I showed you guys this chart before a few days ago. But when its previous all-time highs, Bitcoin has dropped over 70% from its previous all-time highs to its bottom, which was 15K last November. So that's obviously a 77% drop from its previous all-time highs to its lows. And you guys can clearly see in previous years, Bitcoin has actually dropped way more than that, right? You guys can see in 2014, I'll just get out so you guys can see it. My camera's probably in the way. Oh, it's actually not. Okay, good. It dropped 87%, okay, back in 2014. And then, you know, obviously 2018, it dropped 84%. Right, you guys can clearly see that from its previous all-time highs to a low, and then we had the halving and it pumped, and then once again, right, it's just the same cycle. It's like clockwork. So this is gonna happen for Bitcoin. We should be very, very excited. Okay, we're a couple of days away from the actual halving, so we should be good. You know what I mean? Everything is looking pretty good. Bitcoin is in fact obviously in the right path right now to make that happen. Okay, so some very, very exciting times for sure, guys, for Bitcoin and crypto, right? Now, the Bitcoin monthly returns. We know it's a new month. It's July 2nd for me. Most likely, if you guys are watching this right now, it's July 1st for you guys because mainly I have a lot of audience that are in fact in the US. So it's probably, you know, 1st of July for you guys. But it's a new month either way for both of us. And you guys can clearly see that July, okay, I've told you guys many times that July should be a great month for Bitcoin because, you know, in previous years, you know, usually Bitcoin does perform very well in July. So I'm expecting Bitcoin to reach $35,000 this month, 100%. You know what I mean? It's about to happen for Bitcoin, right? We will see, you know, Bitcoin reach $35,000. That is possible. Okay, I've, you know, mentioned that many times. 35K is in fact a pretty good price target for Bitcoin to hit this month in July. So we could potentially see that for Bitcoin. So far, it's in the greens, 0.45%, which is pretty good. Okay, but we will see, guys. Okay, Bitcoin is still holding up very well, in my opinion, obviously, and I think this month we're gonna see Bitcoin, you know, pump, right? This is gonna happen for Bitcoin, and I want you guys to, you know, be prepared for that. So buying Bitcoin at 30K is still a great buy, right? And since Bitcoin is in fact hovering between $30,000 and $31,000, especially, you know, since Bitcoin is stuck at 30K, in my opinion, right, and has been, right, it's a great buy right now at $30,000. Okay, it really, really is. So don't miss this opportunity, guys, on buying Bitcoin at 30K, right? Because once we have the next bull run and we enter the next bull market, we'll probably never see Bitcoin at $30,000 ever again in Bitcoin history. Please understand that, guys, right? So that's that. The Fear and Greed Index is currently at 63, so obviously this has in fact gone up way more than where it was yesterday slightly. Yesterday it was in fact at 59, today it's at 63, so obviously it has, gone up slightly. So we are in fact in greed mode, just like yesterday and last week, last month we were in fact in neutral. It's just great to see that the Fear and Greed Index is in fact in greed mode, because obviously for the past few months we've seen it in extreme fear. Yeah, extreme fear, not just fear, extreme fear. Okay, so it's great to see that this is in fact in greed mode, especially in neutral, right? We haven't seen this in neutral, but obviously for the past few weeks we've seen it in neutral and greed. We haven't seen this in fear mode anymore, so that's obviously great to see. It seems like a lot of people are in fact being greedy right now for Bitcoin and crypto, right, in general. So that's absolutely amazing to see, guys. But overall, okay, the crypto market is not really moving. You guys to see something like Bitcoin Cash is actually dropping finally. The reason why I say finally is because Bitcoin Cash has in fact been pumping like crazy, guys, right? So you guys see, if we go to the 7 days, it's still holding up very well, but today, it's down 5%, 5.3%. So it's we saw a couple of days ago like at $300, above $300. Now it's at 281. Okay, $281. So obviously it's way below $300. So right now Bitcoin Cash is having a slight drop, which is understandable because for the past few weeks, okay, it's up, right? You guys can clearly see that for the past 30 days, for the past month for Bitcoin Cash, it's up over 100%, still 144%. Bitcoin Cash has been pumping, guys. And that's obviously amazing to see for Bitcoin Cash, right? It's been a while since we have seen Bitcoin Cash pump this much. And of course, Bitcoin Cash is nowhere near its previous all-time highs, right? Its previous all-time highs was in fact at like $2.9 thousand back in 2017. So, it's great to see Bitcoin Cash having some steam still, some movements for the past few days. So that's absolutely amazing to see. It's still holding up very well, in my opinion, at 280, right? If you bought Bitcoin Cash at its bottom, which was like at $100, you would have been up by now. You know what I mean? Obviously, right? But that's that. So yes, Bitcoin Cash today is in fact dropping 5%. So it's understandable, right? It's been pumping, so it's understandable why it's having a correction. But a fair few altcoins are in fact pumping. Chainlink is pumping 3.5%. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Chainlink. I've been stacking to Chainlink. I bought some Chainlink when it was at $5. When it broke down that support level of $6, it actually went down to like $5. And when I saw that, I took that as an opportunity to buy more. So Chainlink is pumping today. Okay, you guys can clearly see that. So that's absolutely amazing to see for Chainlink. But a fair few altcoins not really moving today. Neo Protocol 5%. Sandbox 5% as well. So yeah, fair few altcoins are in fact pumping today, but majority of them are in fact not really moving, or they are just having a slight drop. But majority of them are slightly moving, which is great to see as always. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. That's all I really wanted to talk about in today's stream. I know it's a short one, I apologize for that, but if Bitcoin's not really moving, there's not much to really talk about, guys. But some exciting times, right? Bitcoin will eventually pump. Okay, Bitcoin will eventually pump. So be excited for that for all my Bitcoin holders out there. We will eventually see Bitcoin, touch $35,000, which is this level right here, very, very soon. So I'm excited for that, and I hope you guys are in fact as well. If you guys haven't seen my most previous videos that I've uploaded today, definitely check them out. I would really, really, really appreciate it. And on that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a blessed day, guys.